Hi lovelies! I'm making this video to share about the year ahead reading. That's an offering, that's a service I offer using my intuitive abilities, and it's really interesting and it provides you with so much information. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that now. So the year ahead reading, it involves me connecting with your guide, your spirit guide, and connecting with your Akashic records. And I do talk about the Akashic records more in the in some previous videos. So if you want to check that out, or you can listen to our podcast episode of the Sacred Soul podcast. In season 1, we have a full episode about the Akashic records. So I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about it in this video because I've talked about it a lot before. But if you want to know more, you can check out the clarity reading video or the podcast. Okay, so let's talk about who would be a good person for a clarity. Sorry, for a year ahead reading. It's somebody who maybe they're having a birthday coming up, or maybe it's like they're coming up against a milestone, and they want to know what lies ahead, or just at the new year, like in January, or if you're like a really, big astrological person, the new astrological year, or, any new time, like the spring equinox is like the rebirth time, or the eclipse season is like death and rebirth time. Like new things are emerging, some things are falling away. It could be a good time for any like new beginning time, or like if you're starting a new chapter in your life, like let's say you're moving to a new city, or you're starting a new, like you're going back to school and you're starting a new program, or any like new chapter in your life or a new time. um, it's a good time for a year ahead reading. So I'll talk about what information will come in a year ahead reading. So first I'll get the overall theme for your year ahead, like the next 12 months, and some information about that. I always get an opening message from your spirit guide, which is like very, very helpful to have. And then I always get the 12 months breakdown. So I'll go into each month of ahead and find out like the most potential outcomes, or like what you're most likely to experience at that time. And I don't want to say everything's written in stone, because it's not, because we live in this universe where free will is the law. Free will is the main law of the universe. So you could be on a trajectory and like there's things that are most likely to happen, but certain decisions made or certain things that could be impacting that, and there's nothing written in stone. Okay, so like you have a path forward, like your soul created a plan for your life, and your highest self, it's like guiding you on this path, but it doesn't mean everything is written in stone. I just want to make that clear. Okay, so I can go into each month for the next 12 months and find out like what is most likely to occur. And it's really helpful to have an area of focus. So like some people really want to know about career, some people want to know about relationship or just personal life or just in general. So I can find that out for you for the next 12 months. So it's really interesting to like kind of have a feel for what might be coming up. And also for within each month, I get guidance from your spirit guide about like how you can like thrive, or like how you can best deal with what's going on that month. So there's really helpful and supportive guidance coming through that I can provide for you from your spirit guide. And all of that, like the 12 months and the overall year theme, I include all of that in a PDF. It's like I summarize that all into a multi-page PDF for you, so I can send that to you after. And then you can like, I would recommend printing that out and like having it on display somewhere so you can look at each month as it comes and just remember like, oh yeah, um, that could be happening this month, and just sort of preparing yourself and like having a higher perspective for your year ahead. So what happens in the reading is before we meet, I do a meditation. It's always a long meditation because I have to go into every month and it takes a long time because I'm very thorough and I try to get as much information as I can for you. And in the meditation, like I said, I meet with your guide, and then your guide helps me access certain information from your soul's Akashic records related to like each month ahead for the next 12 months. And that's usually in your soul plan or soul contract or whatever words you use for that. But it's like the plan your soul has created for this year ahead for you. So I can access that information. And then when we meet, I go through it month by month and I share every bit of information I have found out for you. And I always have multiple pages of notes that I have written from my meditation. And then we discuss, and it's very, very eye-opening. It's very empowering to have a higher perspective and helps you feel like you're ready and prepared for for your year ahead. And then after our session, usually I meet people on Zoom, but if you're local, I can meet you in person. Afterwards, I'll send you a recording of the session so you can, if you want, you can like re-watch it later and kind of like absorb more than you could in the first sitting. And you'll have the PDF, so you'll have lots of resources to help you feel prepared for your year ahead. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to include a link to this service on my website. I'll include that in the description. So if you want to read more about that, you can. Yeah, and just let me know if you need any support or if you have any questions. All right? Thank you for watching. Bye.